Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you've had a good Christmas. So you may have noticed that the intro video and title to my music channel has changed somewhat, and that is because so far I've just been demoing my own equipment, stuff that I've purchased or borrowed from other people. And now the guys at Rattle Drum, which is one of the best music stores in the UK Midlands, they've offered very generously to lend me some of their own gear, and I can basically get my grubby mitts on some new and interesting gear. So let's move Mr. Festive Snowman out of the way. This is what we'll be looking at first. It's Marshall's All Singing All Dancing modelling amp that does all sorts of different preamp sounds and effects. It's a great solution for your home recording and practice needs. So let's put it through its paces. So let's have a look at some of the core sounds that you get out of the Marshall code. We're going to have a look at a clean sound first, and it's worth noting that the Marshall code, I think, is one of their first digital amps that actually emulates other types of amps, not just Marshalls. This particular one I picked an American clean sound, which I'm guessing is supposed to be a kind of Fender sound. So let's see what happens when you turn up the drive on that sound. You get quite a nice compressed tubey kind of breakup. So next we're going to have a look at a slightly overdriven bluesy vintage sound, so I picked a Marshall Bluesbreaker model for that. Okay, let's go into mid-gain territory. I've picked a Plexi model with a bit of stomp box distortion going into that for a classic rock tone, and I've got the humbucking guitar for that particular sort of sound. So I think a cool test with these modelling amps is to see how they respond to your pick attack. So we'll try a riff and keep it gentle at first and then bring up the intensity and see how it responds. Okay, let's try a high gain sound now. I've picked an American overdrive tone and then basically tweaked the bottom end so it's a little bit tighter. Okay, let's have a look at some of the effects. First off, I'm going to show you a tremolo effect that it's got, and I'm not usually a fan of tremolo. I don't use it in my own music that much, but I was quite impressed at how warm this preset was. It was one of the best sort of presets straight out of the box that there were. So check this out. Okay, here's another patch. It's a clean sound with a bunch of effects on it. There's chorus, there's a multi-tap delay and some spring reverb on it. And finally, let's check out this flanger on an overdriven sound. So why am I wearing these awesome pyjamas then? It's late, everybody's gone to sleep, and I can't record this amp anymore with my microphone because it's too loud. So what am I going to do? Luckily there's a USB out on the top of the Marshall code which connects directly to your PC or Mac, and you can record digitally without having to mess around with microphones and all that jazz. So let's give it a try. Okay, sounded pretty good to me. One thing I'll say is if your first USB cable doesn't work, I had to try 3 before the third one actually connected to the PC, recognised it, installed all the drivers and did all that stuff automatically. You don't have to install any software for it. All you have to do once the driver's set up is just select the code from a drop down or whatever it is in your piece of software that you record from. So that last sound was quite a dry sound. I just wanted to show you what the core tone was through the direct input. This time we'll pick a sound and put a load of delay and chorus on it. And just whilst I'm at it, I'm going to show you the app that you can download from the Play Store for Android and iOS Apple Store. It basically allows you to change any setting on the amp at a swipe or click of a button. In this case, let's have a look at the delay effect and change the feedback on there, and we'll make it a bit more high frequency and give that a try. So I hope you've enjoyed this demo of the Marshall Code 25 amplifier. I've had a lot of fun with it, to be honest. As soon as I pulled it out of the box, it was dead easy to use. I never read the manual for these things. The signal chain is all laid out. You just long press any of those parts of the signal path, and then you can edit each parameter really easily. The rest of it works like a normal amp. You've got gain, bass, middle and treble EQ. And combined with the fact that you can use it as a recording device, with the emulated out, it makes it a great home solution. I will advise one thing though: if you just mess with each part of the signal chain and just expect to get a good sound, you probably won't, because the amp models are drastically different. That goes for the cabs as well, so if you just randomly change each one, you're going to get a bit of a muddy sound, or a sound that's too bright or too loud. You have to basically configure it. But you start off with a preamp and then just configure it from there. So that's my bit of advice. So if you like the sound of the product, then head on over to Rattle Drum's website. I'll put a link in the description. If you're in the UK Midlands, then I recommend going to the store itself, and then you can basically hear one in person. And the guys there give great advice. They are primarily guitar, bass and drum enthusiasts as opposed to salespeople, so they'll be brutally honest. So yeah, if you like this channel, subscribe and I'll see you later.